moved to a women's prison. Now it comes after the inmate took legal action against the state's correctional department, claiming that she's treated like a sex slave in men's facilities. 26-year-old Dion Strawberry Hampton is currently serving a 10-year sentence for burglary. She says she's faced sexual abuse in all 4 of the men's prisons she's been held in. Hampton has had her previous request for transfer denied and argues that she would be safer in a women's prison. Her lawyer has praised the federal judge's intervention.
This is an important step, not only for Strawberry, but in general for transgender women imprisoned across the nation.
The Department of Corrections, which is responsible for the supervision of inmates, says it makes every possible effort to safeguard vulnerable prisoners.
The Illinois Department of Corrections maintains a strict zero-tolerance policy towards all forms of sexual abuse and sexual harassment. The department carefully considers housing assignments and the unique needs of offenders who identify as transgender.
Well, it is an issue that's been creeping up, and we've been hearing much more about it, so we decided to discuss prison policy in America towards transgender people with rights activist Anthony Rogers Wright. But first, here's political commentator Steve Malzberg's view.
Trump administration recently loosened and changed regulations that came down under the Obama administration. They say that if you're judged on what you are based on your biological sex. Okay, so this person that we're talking about in Chicago, in Illinois, would be judged a male under the Trump administration. And the reason it was changed is because female prisoners in Texas had a similar situation, and they sued. They didn't want a transgender male who said he was a woman coming to their prison. They said it was an invasion of their property, that you keep everybody safe, but you don't start making accommodations, special accommodations.
Gender dysphoria is accepted by the American Medical Association and American Psychological Association as distress from gender assignment at birth. So this isn't just something that people are doing for fun. This is a recognized medical condition based on science, based on research, and based on study. So it's very, very important that we train these prison facilities better, just like the entire society needs to be trained and more informed about the very specific issues that are affecting transgender people nationwide, free or incarcerated.
20 people. How much money do you want to spend? How many special provisions you want to make in a system that probably doesn't have enough money in the first place for 20 people? You need to keep everybody safe, but you can't start making special provisions to anybody who says that they feel like they're a woman when they're born a man could be classified as transgender, whether they mean it or don't mean it. I mean, you have to consider the masses as opposed to the 20 people involved.
Well, that's a very, very dangerous mode of speaking. I happen to be from what is referred to as a minority class, and just because white people are in the majority does not mean that as an African American or a Latinx person that we should be subjected to white supremacy. Secondly, it's hard for me to
white
have
supremacy.
a lot of
what on
sympathy.
earth are you talking about? What on earth are you talking about? White supremacy.
If I could just finish, it's hard for me to have sympathy for the prison system not having enough money when they were able to donate hundreds of millions of dollars to the Donald Trump campaign.
All the time, prisoners, regular prison, men in male prisons are raped, are attacked, are beaten. It's terrible. So anyone in them wants to transfer out, they're going to get the same treatment as this transgender? No, they're not. I mean, prison is a tough place. It's awful. Everyone should be safe. But that doesn't mean that special privileges should be granted to people who claim that they're transgender. It's just not fair.
Instances of violence is not a function of preferential treatment. It is a function of safety. We also have special provisions for younger inmates. We have special provisions for inmates who are proven to be suffering from mental health illness. It's not a preferential treatment. It's about keeping these people alive. And that is actually in the best interest of these prison systems who are using these people for cheap or free labor anyway.
Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump